Clearwater Community Assessment by Carpanzano. Located in central Pinellas County, Clearwater was originally named Clearwater Harbor. Spanish explorers were of the first founders in the early 1500s, and it was not known as Clearwater until 1906. Native Americans inhabited Clearwater in its early years, followed by a few of the first settlers named James Stevens and S. Stevenson. Cotton and vegetable farming were the main trades in the late 1800s. Clearwater development really began to flourish with the integration of the railway into the area near 1900. Real estate prospered in the early 1900s after the development of the now famous Bellevue-Biltmore. The draw of the area, including beaches and weather, were a highlight back then and still today. Clearwater was not immune to the market crash in the 1920s. However, real estate continued to develop. It was just at a slower pace than earlier on. The onset of World War II helped alleviate the effects of the Depression in the Clearwater and local hotels, such as the Bellevue-Biltmore. It became a place of training and barracks for the soldiers. Because of this, Clearwater became a home to many soldiers as the war ended. After the war, the addition of baseball team, local hospital, expanding infrastructure, including bridges connecting islands, and public transportation all contributed to the expanding Clearwater population. Clearwater currently has indoor and outdoor malls, shopping complexes, superstores and bulk stores, various pharmacies, restaurants, hotels, public transportation, and many other resources to meet the many needs of this bustling city. Clearwater is a major tourist attraction. In 2016 alone, tourism market injected nearly $10 million into the St. Pete Clearwater area economy. Community structure. In the following slides, the community structure of Clearwater will be assessed, including areas of housing, religious facilities, transportation, and the infrastructure, and the availability of health-related items such as pharmacies and grocery stores. Housing. There are approximately 60,000 housing units in Clearwater, including rentals, home-owned, and vacancies. Most homes are in good repair and have well-manicured lawns. Many driveways have more than one car, and it is apparent by items observed in the lawns and yards that the neighborhoods of Clearwater have many children in them. Home ages have a wide variance. Pockets of rundown neighborhoods were hit and miss, but definitely evident. There are plenty of old homes and new subdivisions are currently being built. There are several trailer park areas which vary in terms of how well they are kept and overall maintenance. Sidewalks are also vary between neighborhoods. Some major roads have them while side streets lack. The windshield survey shed light on the amount and types of apartment complexes. Often the grounds were well kept, but the cars were older and in worse repair when compared to those in driveways of privately owned homes. Places of worship. There is a total of 58 places of worship in Clearwater. Different religious affiliations include, but are not limited to, Catholic, Baptist, Lutheran, Methodist, and Presbyterian. There are about 6 or 7 synagogues for the Jewish community and other miscellaneous places for worship such as Islam. Many of these churches offer various hours and days of the week for scheduled worship times or confession or mass. Others offer outreach programs feeding the homeless or the poor. Some provide food pantries for those in need. Private schools are offered by some, and after-school programs are also a benefit that members may participate in. Many of the different religious affiliations welcome all regardless of sex, race, age, or sexual orientation. Some of the major roads in Clearwater are US 19, Gulf to Bay, McMullen Booth Road, and Belcher Road. These roads in particular are well taken care of with clearly marked lanes. They are multi-lane roads in both directions. Excluding US 19, they all have stoplights and moderate to heavy traffic depending on the day and time. Other roads such as Nursery Road or Drew Street are smaller but can still see a high amount of traffic. Other roads within neighborhoods are also well taken care of. Some have minor construction, some such as fixing potholes, but otherwise in good repair. Some roads, mainly the major ones, have sidewalks and bus stops, while the smaller neighborhood roads are lacking. Traffic congestion depends on time of day and day of week. Main traffic patterns are north and south, and direction varies depending on morning or afternoon. Public buses contribute to the congestion. However, the Clearwater public busing system affords those who have no other means of transportation a way to all areas of Clearwater and beyond. There are private taxi companies such as Yellow Cab or privately owned cabs such as Uber. Costs vary depending on type of transportation utilized. Uber is an affordable option to a larger taxi company, but costs per individual ride. Bus fares can be purchased at discount rates. Available health-related items. Pharmacies and grocery stores in Clearwater include Publix, CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, Costco, Sam's Clubs, and Target, to name a few. There are many options on just about any street corner. It costs less to go to a bulk or superstore instead of a pharmacy. However, there are less discount stores in the area, and some require membership with fees. Grocery stores are common within blocks of one another. They do offer affordable options for some, and some, such as Publix, offer various free medications. Analysis of community structure. Clearwater certainly has its needs met when analyzing the community structure. There are many roads to access all points of Clearwater and the health-related stores that people may need. Available transportation varies with many different access points to use the transportation system. Houses vary in sizes and costs. Rental opportunities are available for those who cannot afford to purchase. The spiritual needs of Clearwater are also met by the various places of worship across the many different religious affiliations. Problem areas. Traffic congestion is a persistent problem in Clearwater that likely attributes to road wear and tear and traffic accidents. Too many stops slows down the flow of traffic, especially during the busiest travel times. Lack of sidewalk. Population of community. Clearwater on average is primarily a white community between the ages of 18 and 64. Approximately half of women in Clearwater are unemployed compared to the 1/3 of men. 2/3 of the population is at middle income or higher. Typically speaking, most people over the age of 18 have education beyond high school, or at least have some college degree. Clearwater, when compared to the state of Florida, the country is very similar. The population remains fairly stable as the death and birth rate are relatively equal. There does not seem to be any issues within the population demographics. Possible health concerns. According to the Clinical Infectious Diseases, one area of concern is hepatitis C in similar communities to Clearwater. Hepatitis C is the leading communicable disease in Clearwater. According to the article, instances of hepatitis C are on the rise in young IV drug users, particularly ones that share paraphernalia. Drug use increases the chances of high-risk behaviors. Evidence-based practice shows that access to sterile equipment, intervening in high-risk behaviors, and access to quick and accurate testing has decreased incidences of new cases and increased incidences of treatment. Adequacy and availability of health-related resources. There are over 250 assisted living facilities, nursing homes, and mental health clinics, making rehab facilities easily accessible. 2 hospitals are within the boundaries of Clearwater, however, on each end of Clearwater of one another. While that may be convenient, Clearwater is a standalone ER and becomes problematic if a patient needs to be admitted. Walk-in clinics are spread over the Clearwater area with approximately all the same working hours. This makes accessibility more convenient. The number of doctor offices is staggering, with varying hours, helping in the accessibility of healthcare. The amount of healthcare resources is acceptable and accessible. However, not all of these options are affordable. It depends on insurance coverage, type of services needed, and duration of time. Healthy People 2020. Goals of Healthy People 2020 as it relates to Clearwater. The reason cancer was chosen for Clearwater as a Healthy People 2020 goal is that Florida is formidably called the Sunshine State. Pinellas County's leading cause of death is cancer. According to Healthy People 2020, risk factors for cancer include exposure to the sun. Healthy People 2020 would like to increase screening and education in hopes to reduce the number of cancer diagnoses. The second and third Healthy People 2020 goals that were chosen are chosen together. They are heart disease and tobacco. They go hand in hand. Heart disease is nearly tied with the leading cause of death in Pinellas County. According to the CDC, tobacco is the leading cause of heart disease, can lead to hypertension, and secondhand smoke contributes to more than 8,000 deaths annually across the U.S. Environmental resources, adequacy, and environmental issues. Clearwater has both private and city garbage removal. Rates are fairly equal across the board, and pickup days are usually bi-weekly. This remains adequate for the community it serves, as it was observed during the windshield assessment that outside of some yard debris, there wasn't any visible pileup of garbage. Environmental issues. The water supply and air quality are of great concern to the Clearwater area. The water supply did not meet the requirements deemed appropriate by the EPA in 3 different areas. This could place those at risk, such as the young and old, in great danger. The air quality in Clearwater at the time of the community assessment received a good overall rating. However, with spring around the corner, pollen counts are likely to rise, affecting those with seasonal allergies and breathing issues. In addition, spring brings warmer weather, tourists, and inevitably more traffic, contributing to pollution in this area. Government and public policy. According to the myclearwater.com website, the meetings held by the Council of Clearwater are mostly public. To find out the number of attendees proved futile. However, the website discloses dates, times, location of meetings. In addition, the meeting minutes, agendas, and videos of the council meeting are posted to the website. For this reason, it should be rather accessible to most Clearwater citizens. The budget for Clearwater is divided into 5 different platforms, most going to safety and quality of life. The percentages appear appropriate to priority of areas of need. From what was ascertained on the website, some areas of concern that were being addressed were focused on improvement of infrastructure, beaches and parks, public housing, and tourism. Disaster planning is well laid out on the website. Lists of shelters and evacuation maps are clearly marked. Community needs. Number 1, access to adequate and affordable health care is the most important because despite Obamacare, health care remains expensive and to most avoided. This prevents people from getting timely health care and possibly preventing extreme illness. Number 2, preventative care. Second choice because it sets up future health. Health screenings can be proved greatly beneficial. Furthermore, Clearwater's leading causes of death is cancer and heart disease and are treatable and preventable if done timely enough. Number 3, substance abuse prevention. Substance abuse is a leading cause of risky behavior which can lead to hepatitis C. Hepatitis C is Clearwater's top communicable disease, which is transmitted via blood in manners such as unprotected sex or using dirty paraphernalia. 4, workforce opportunities. Approximately 70% or so of Clearwater's population has only a 9th grade education or above, but no degree. A lack of degree can greatly reduce a person's opportunity to be able to lead an affordable life. 5, improved infrastructure. I chose this as the next community need as road drainage can be a problem during the rainy season. Florida's summer months are plagued with extremely heavy downpours, making drainage an issue and driving unsafe. 6 is my last community need, increased neighborhood watch programs, which would greatly benefit Clearwater, let alone any community. In the last 6 months of 2017, there were over 1,500 reports of vandalism, theft, burglary, and trespassing altogether. Thank you very much for your time.